little Kansas kitty, and I welcome you back to my journey. I had the RNY gastric bypass surgery on June 25th, 2018. So this marks my 12-week post-op update. I started my journey off at a high weight at 238 pounds. Last week I came to you and I weighed 191, and this week I'm down 2 more pounds. Woo woo! So I'm at 189, and that was fun to see myself reach into the next 10-pound era of the 1/8. This week has been a really full and abundant week with my work, and we actually flew everybody in our entire company, even our Europe offices, to Kansas City. And I have been working on this event. It was been a staggered few days of events for over a year, most closely with one of my colleagues, and it was so much fun, such a success, such a great week to see it all kind of finally come together. It was basically like we have been planning a wedding for about 70 guests. So a lot of details, a lot of class, a lot of fun. For those of you that ever do find yourself needing to maybe travel for work to Kansas City, or if you're here to vacation, come on down. It is, central in the United States. We have a lot of corporations here, so it is kind of a hub for the U.S. And I have lived in various places in the world, but I have made Kansas City my home now, and I've lived here for, 15 years, and both of my children have been raised here and have Kansas City on their birth certificates. So Kansas City is an awesome place. It has a lot of history. In the 1930s, jazz was really happening. In the Prohibition era, we were bootlegging liquor, and we had a lot of speakeasies and prostitution and all kinds of criminal activity, and the mob, the Italian mafia was really had a big presence here in Kansas City. You can still come and take the mob tours. There was the massacre of Union Station, which is our train station here, and it was a historic moment where a fugitive fled, and there was a big shootout at the train station, and a lot of police officers were murdered. We now are known for mostly our barbecue, amazing barbecue. We're known for the Chiefs for football. We're known for the Royals for baseball. We're the city of fountains, and so we have more fountains than anywhere in the world, including Rome. So it's a really cool place to visit. So anyway, let me get to kind of my week with you. So we flew in our entire team. There were about 70 of us, and we had an amazing time. We had 3 different venues that we were celebrating at and kind of getting together, and one of them happened to be the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, and super classy. And the museum is known for its neoclassical architecture, and we also have the world's most giant shuttlecocks, so like the little birdies, like the sport, that are out on the lawn. We have 4 of them, and they're 17 feet tall, and they weigh 5,000 pounds, and it's just a really cool place and landmark in Kansas City that holds a lot of art. We just had the Picasso exhibit there, and we're also known for a lot of the Asian art collection. So anyway, what did all these events do with my weight loss and my diet? So we had amazing meals, from starting off with like a kickoff dinner to the next day we had a breakfast, lunch, and dinner and happy hour, and then the next day we had another breakfast and lunch, and I had to really be intuitive with my eating for the first time. I didn't have my scale with me. I didn't have my measuring cups with me. And I had to just listen to my body and eat. We were provided, huge entrees of big meals and course meals. And I did feel a little odd because I was, barely touching my plate compared to what everyone else had, and I just tried to really focus on the protein on the plate. So I remember the first dinner I had salmon, and there were potatoes, and there was some zoodles, isn't that what they're called, like the zucchini noodles, and some other kind of vegetable noodles. And so I just focused on the salmon, and I barely had any of it, and I was so full. I mean, this week, because the food was cooked so flavorful, I really felt restriction kick in. I just felt full. I was looking at the people around me eating, and they were devouring their plates, and they had, the salad to begin with, and then they had their entree, and then the dessert came out, and I just I could barely eat anything. My plate looked so sad. And so, anyway, that restriction definitely kicked in, so that was good. I did stay in kind of our plaza area in Kansas City in a really swanky hotel called the Fontaine Hotel, and we had all of our team members staying there. And so for me, I had too much of a drive to go home and go back and forth, and to be there early in the morning to set up, and all the way till some of our activities didn't end until 10 o'clock at night. And so I just decided to stay on the plaza, and it was so nice. It was like a little mini vacation. This hotel was beautiful, and I've been there actually a few times before, but I did get up early every single morning, and I got my runs in, and that's one thing that I love about running, is you can take that activity and sport anywhere you go when you travel, and it's the best way to explore a city, and just to get out there and get to know different city landmarks. And so I ran around the Nelson Atkins Museum, I ran around the plaza and saw the fountains, and it was just a really fun change of scenery for my running. I did pack my Premier Protein shakes, so I did have a couple of those every day, so I felt good, and I stayed on top of my water and my vitamins. A couple NSVs this week. When I head out to run, I look like I am ready for war. I am covered in my armor. I've got my visor and my headlight on, and then I've got a belt to hold my phone and my keys, and then I have another water belt that I wear because I'm constantly drinking and staying hydrated during my runs. And I was getting really annoyed during my runs because my belts kept slipping around, and then I realized, well, hello, girl, you've lost a lot of weight, no wonder. And so an NSV, non-scale victory this week, I tightened the belts for the first time, and they were able to kind of stay put and in place a little better. Another NSV, I did take Friday off of work after just such a full week. I mean, we had so much fun with our team. We did so many spectacular things. First class, everything. We had swag bags of all kinds of gifts to go, including hammocks. We gave everybody a hammock in their swag bag, and just all kinds of fun stuff. And then we even had the Kansas City Symphony play and do a private performance for us. So they had a quartet, and we did it outdoors at the Nelson Atkins Museum, out in kind of their garden area. It was beautiful. I mean, everything went by flawless. I mean, it was a proud moment, and it was so much fun. So won't have another one for another 2 years. Phew. So on Friday, I took the day off. I needed to just kind of mentally recharge. And I did go have lunch with my daughter at her school. And when I went and I brought her some lunch and I went to go sit at the little, elementary school cafeteria table. And in the past, I remember like squeezing into the table when I had lunch with her and just being so self-conscious of my body because it was so hard to get in there. And then my whole like backside, I was so worried about that it was hanging out. And this time I didn't even think about it. I just like plopped our little lunches down and I just like slid right into the seat and I just had like a tank top and shorts on and it was so comfy. And that was another major non-scale victory to just like be comfortable in my body again. This weekend, I'm finding myself saying yes. Yes, yes, yes more. So in the past, my ideal Friday night would be get off work, tired as can be, go stop at Chipotle, like get a huge burrito bowl with everything topped on there, get a bag of chips and a guacamole, and go home and sit on the couch and just like devour it. I mean, the entire thing, the whole bowl, all the chips, all of the extra guac, and then I would have usually like Oreos and milk on top of that for dessert until I was so stuffed that my stomach would hurt. And then I would just like veg out and watch Netflix for the evening. And I mean, of course I cannot even come near that anymore, but the change that's happened since I've had weight loss surgery is like I don't need that to be my comfort anymore, and I'm able to say yes more to when someone asks me what to do something. Before I was coming up with every kind of valid but lame excuse why I couldn't attend whatever event was going on. And this week with my work events, I loved the clothes that I wore and I was comfortable in them and confident in them for once. And I remember 2 years ago when we had the event, I went and did some major shopping so I could look really fresh for the few days. And this year I didn't buy a single thing. You know where I went shopping? I went shopping in my closet. I went shopping in my closet where I had a ton of clothes that I haven't gotten into for a long time. So anyway, I'm like I said, I'm saying yes when someone asks me to go to lunch. I'm saying yes when they want to do some kind of activity. Last night, my friend texted me to go running this morning with her, and I was like, yes, that would be awesome. I would have never done that had I been heavier because I would have been so concerned about my weight and just not being able to keep up. And I went bowling with my son a couple weekends ago, and in the past I would have been like, honey, let's just watch a movie or something at home. So like getting out there and being active, it's just been such a life-changing thing to have this weight loss surgery and lose this weight. I just like want to encourage you that for those of you that are considering and are kind of on the brink of weight loss surgery, and you're stuck, I get it. I've been there. I've been in that place, and that feeling of just like hopelessness and fatigue and no energy. And there is life on the other side. And I just hope that I can be an example for you that there is more out there for you and you deserve it. Everyone deserves health and happiness and success. And I just want you to know that you can feel free to reach out to me with any of your questions. I will do my best to answer them, and I'm here to support you. And I just want you to know that life is good, and this weight loss surgery community is pretty dang amazing. So for now, I'm going to sign off, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye.